Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jim Hodson with the Fort Worth Aviation Museum, home of the most touchable warbirds in Texas. Today we are at Prop Wash in Justin, Texas. We are here to see the arrival of our O-1 bird dog here at Cowtaon Aerocrafters. We've worked with Lanny Parcell. That's Lanny with his back to us right now. But we've worked with Lanny and his group before when we did the Travel Air several years ago, and also when we did the Blériot 11 for the park, for First Flight Park. So the airplane was just transported up here. As some of you will remember, this airplane was damaged in a storm last year, and so we've got it up here. We've got it up here for Lanny and his group to do the restoration on the airplane. And although it has come up here on a trailer, the plan is for it to fly back. So the plan, as mentioned, the plan here is to, hi Michael, glad to see you. The plan is to fly this back to the museum once it's finished. We don't have any timeline on that because Lanny still has to do some work on evaluating the airplane. It had some damage, as some of you may remember. The wings are here. Oops. We've got both of the wings here, and the airplane is on our trailer, and they're getting ready to lift the airplane off. Bird Dog, as you may remember, is about a 1951 vintage airplane. It was done for the Army Air Corps, mostly to work with artillery spotting units. And then later on during Vietnam, even though it was considered at the end of Korea to be unsuitable as a forward air control airplane, it became the first forward air control airplane for the Air Force and also for the Marine Corps when Vietnam started. It was replaced later on by the OV-10 Bronco. This airplane, we originally received this airplane from North Carolina Forest Service. Hi Blair. They referred to this airplane as Old Number 7, which you can see on the cowl. So right now they're getting ready to lift the airplane. Crew of 2, usually. You can fly it front seat, back seat, but normally a pilot in the front and an observer in the back. Here's one of the things you might notice here on the cockpit. You may notice that the glass is angled. That's so you can actually see over the side of the airplane. This airplane, as opposed to something that was built and then put into service. Morning, Michael from the UK. This airplane was built specifically to go to work for the Army Air Corps. It was the first all-metal airplane that they had built. Charles, good morning. There's no fabric surfaces on this airplane. And I'm going to just stand back here a little bit so where you can see what's going on. I see that it's a little dark. I don't know if I can brighten that up or not. I don't think I can get it. Maybe a little bit brighter. We'll see. Let me try here again. Nope, that isn't what I wanted. So I'm going to just be quiet and let you watch this for a second. If you've got any questions, by all means ask. Good morning, Chuck. Or good afternoon, gentlemen. It's still morning here. It's not quite noon. So the intent here is to lift the airplane up enough so that they can pull the trailer away from underneath it. So the intent is they're going to try to pick the airplane up enough so that they can just drive the trailer out from underneath it. Morning, Ron. Yeah, I believe Michael, I believe, yes, the engine is a Lycoming, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen the engine. We haven't done much with that. Okay, there you go. It's up. Okay, this is the first time it's been off the ground in a while. There it goes. It flies again. Jim Bloomberg's telling us it's got an O-32, so in the airplane, and that's going to be part of the restoration as well. There we go. Success. It's on the ground again. On the ground again. That was yeah, that was a short flight. So Lanny, hey Lanny, let's tell everybody what's the process going to be here.
Well, the first thing we're going to do is clean it real good. And then we're going to chemically strip all the paint off of it so it'll be all white metal. And then we're going to assess the sheet metal. We know we've got some sheet metal work to do. But we'll start that after we get the paint off of it.
Okay. Okay.
So we know we've got the leading edge on the left wing needs to be replaced. And there's a damage on this side of the fuselage because of the windstorm.
Right.
We're going to attack those. Those are the two big pieces. And then make an assessment on whatever else we find.
Okay.
After it's stripped.
Okay. Good. And so there may be some sheet metal work that's going to need to be done. And I know we've had some repairs that have been done to the airplane already. But then after that, you're going to have to go through the engine too, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And so we don't really know what the condition of the engine is at this point.
That's right. To me, that's kind of the wild card.
Okay.
This airplane is the engine. Now, I noticed it does have chrome cylinders.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. They age better.
Okay.
Chrome.
Okay.
So that's a positive sign.
Okay, good. So what else can you tell us about the airplane or the process? I know the cockpit is gutted right now, and we've got parts at the museum that we'll be bringing out to you. So, but what do you think is the biggest challenge here?
It looks like a pretty straightforward project. I think the sheet metal so far, just the sheet metal work that we're doing is going to be the toughest piece of work to do.
Okay.
A lot of the rest of it is, stripping's not much fun.
Okay.
But,
no, exactly, yeah. So do you use a chemical stripper, or do you, okay.
This will be a chemical strip, and I've got a supplier that's actually come up and do it for me.
Oh, great, okay.
A professional paint remover.
Yes, well, because I know we've had some of our guys that are here have done that work, and they've got the scars on their arms to prove it. So
yeah, I mean, you can get the friendly, commercially available stuff.
Right.
And that's just more elbow grease.
No, I get that.
If you get the stuff the pros use that's strong enough to alter your DNA, then it strips a whole lot easier, but you got a lot more protective equipment that you have to deal with.
Do you want to make any kind of a guess as to how long you think this job is? We're not going to hold you to anything.
My thoughts are it's gonna be an all winter project.
Okay.
I'd like to see it be delivered in the spring when the weather gets nice.
Oh, that'd be great, because we kind of thought it might be here as long as a year.
Yeah.
So at any rate, but when Lanny's finished with it, it will fly back to Meacham, and it will become the only flying aircraft that we have at the museum. So I'm going to walk around and show them that part of the fuselage and a little bit of the wings. But let's see. I think we've shown you some of this damage before. So it's right under the Q. That was part of the storm damage when the airplane was actually kind of spun around and the tail was was kind of dropped on the ground, and then we had wing damage. I'm not going to be able to get at that to show you that, but we did have, we did have some wing damage here. So sorry about the camera swinging around the way it is, but at any rate, we've got some of our guys that were here that brought the airplane out this morning. They packed it up, put it on our trailer, and so we've got Rich Garrett and we've got Tommy with us. Tommy works with Lanny, and then we've got Jack Thompson and Jim Wittenberg, and then Lanny's wife is here with observing, and she's being the supervisor here today. So this is going to be a short one. Don't have much else that we can do, but we are going to come out here periodically as Lanny progresses with this project, and we'll be able to let you see how this progresses until we have the opportunity to fly it and bring it back to the museum. So, from Prop Wash and the home of Cowtaon Warbird Aircrafters, this is Jim Hodson with the Fort Worth Aviation Museum. And I'm not seeing any other questions right now, so if you want, throw a question out or two real quick. Otherwise, we're going to sign off for today. Let's see, I've got David Head up here. I don't see any questions. I'm going to give it a second. But this is really exciting for us. Finally, we're going to get this airplane taken care of and get it back in the air where it belongs. We will be putting it into Air Force Gray. It's going to be a two-sided operation like we've done with some of the other airplanes. So it's going to, on one side, it's going to show the color markings for red markers, who were some of the early forward air controllers, and on the other side, it's going to show the colors of the airplane for a gentleman named Will Banks, who was the Medal of Honor recipient in the O-1 Bird Dog. So, what parts do you need for the Huey? Well, since we don't have a Huey, we don't need many parts. We need a whole Huey is what we need. So, if somebody can come up with a Huey for the museum, that's something we'd like to add to the collection. And Diane Mitchell England from South Florida. It's good to see you again, Diane. So it looks like old number 7 is pretty much in the barn, where it's going to be for the next several months. So from Prop Wash, thanks for joining us today, and we will see you on Saturday. We may have another on-location video on Saturday. So thanks, folks. Have a good week. Stay safe.